All right, class, it's time to make our 1-point perspective cityscape drawings. So we're going to be working on big paper this time. And of course, the first thing we got to do is always make sure we put our name on the back. So I'm going to write mine, Houston, okay? Flip it over. The first thing that we're going to do is we need to have a horizon line. That's the point at which the sky and the ground meet. And we need to make our horizon line probably about in the middle of the page. Don't make it up here, make it right in the middle. And everything that we draw, we're going to draw very lightly because a lot of these lines we're going to have to erase because they're just mostly going to be guidelines. So you can see my ruler doesn't quite go across the whole page. Try to make it as straight as possible. Draw that line. See how I hold my pencil like this to draw it really lightly? I'm just going to drag it. And then I'll move my ruler over, try to line it up as best I can so that it's straight. And I make my pencil line very light. In the video, you can probably barely see it, I'll bet. Now, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to decide where the vanishing point is, okay? That's where our road is going to lead. That's where all our guidelines are going to lead. So we're going to make it kind of more towards the left side, or you could do the right side if you want. But I'm right-handed, so it's easier for me to put my road closer to the left side of the page, okay? So I'm going to make a little dot, I think maybe right about here. And now I'm going to draw my city street, or the road. So I'm going to line that ruler up next to that vanishing point. Depending on how wide you might want it to be, it could be, it looks about good to me. And, all right, so that's going to be my road. I might have cars driving down that if you're a really good drawer. And on the side, I'm going to have some buildings. So the first thing that we're going to do is, and also we can make, let's see, roads have stripes on them, right? So they might be kind of big, but the further they get, they're going to look smaller and closer together. All right, the closer they are to the vanishing point. So now we're going to make our building. We're going to make our first building. It's going to be real big. It's going to be right here because we want to recreate what we started over here when we were working on our mural designs. Notice this building is also in 1-point perspective. You know that because this line here slants downwards, all right? There's an invisible guideline there and a vanishing point that you don't see. Even the windows are slanting downward. Now we want to recreate a building and make another mural again with some kind of message, maybe the same one we chose before, maybe something different. But first we're just going to create a big square or rectangle. So, going to use your ruler. You can make it real tall. Don't make it go all the way to the top of the page. Maybe it needs to go above that horizon line. All right, now you could just make it to a big box. Try to make sure that your lines over here are parallel. Don't be careless and go like this, okay? You want it to be, the sides need to be straight up and down. Okay? Maybe make it stop a little bit right there. And you're gonna make, the building is going to have a bottom to it. Okay. Now this is where we start to erase our lines. Now we're not going to see that horizon line because the building is in front of it, right? So we can go ahead and erase that, and we're going to end up erasing more. Now the third thing we're going to do is we're going to make the side of our building. We're going to make this line in our building. Remember, it's going to slant down. So we want to create a guideline. So we're going to draw a really light line that goes all the way from the corner of the building and make it line up with that vanishing point where the road is. Remember, we're going to draw that line lightly. Lightly, because you're going to be erasing part of this, okay? So now we got to decide how wide our building is going to be. It could be this wide, it could be that wide. I'm gonna make mine about like that. And remember, I'm gonna try to make it parallel, straight up and down. You wanna make it match this line. And you can draw that one a little bit heavier if you want. And I'm gonna erase this line again because we can't see that line because our building is in front of it. Now I can make this line a little bit darker because that's part of our actual building. Now I also gotta make the bottom of the building. The bottom of the building is gonna slant too, but because it's below the horizon line, it's gonna slant upwards. Remember, I'm gonna line that corner up, and I'm gonna line it up with the vanishing point, and I'm just gonna make the line right there. So that's the bottom. Now I gotta erase this line, because we don't need that. So now we've got our building. Let me make this line a little bit darker. Now we should also maybe make a door and windows. So the door's gonna be down here. Remember, the up and down lines are going to be straight up and down. They don't change because of the perspective. Up and down lines stay straight up and down. So I'm gonna make a door. I'm gonna make the two sides of the door first. And now, the top line of that door is going to change according to that vanishing point. So remember, I draw really lightly. And there's the door. All right, so now I'm gonna start to make some windows. Maybe I'll make 3 windows. I'll line it up with the door. Okay. The bottoms and the tops of the windows are gonna have to line up with the vanishing point. Notice how it pivots. This stays on that vanishing point. All right. Now I've got one set of windows. Let's keep these guidelines going. I'll make it go all the way real lightly so I know where to put the other windows. All right, so now let's make the other windows. Oh, forgot to make that line. Okay. All right, we'll stop right there for now.